morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, Borodar. I am in Somerset again, so it's alright, my lovers. How I'm doing, alright. Anyway, after my fairly disastrous attempt at a video yesterday, I'm going to hope this goes a little bit better. Please, just come on, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi, don't do this to me. Anyway, the point of this video today is just to look at the final level of Riddles of Wonderland. Now, 27th on rare. Again, like I say, I'm not aiming for the top 10 because I'd have to score some ridiculous amount to get there. I do want to improve my epic score, so we may look at that in a minute. And legendary, I haven't finished, which is why I'm doing this video today, because I want to finish legendary. So I'm going into legendary now. Now, I am quite fortunate in having a fairly strong team of heroes that I can use. I have got... I have got Aslar, Kagan, Elena, Mayana, and Vivica to act as a healer. Now, if you haven't got those guys, now I have completed legendary on every event for a long time. Even back when I only had even when I only had 4 stars, it is worth doing. And really, then the key element becomes the battle items. Now, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you can see that I have some of my favourite battle items. I've got super mana potions, they'll come in handy. Mainly I'll use them for my healer, probably, just to keep everybody else alive. The tornado, which means I can just whiz up the screen and get rid of awful screens. Dragon attacks, always fun, set them on fire, let them burn, blah, 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 blah. Although they are a bit of a double-edged sword on this, because Aslar actually does more damage per turn, and so does Mariana. And lastly, the bomb attacks, which I've just chucked in, because just mess things around, isn't it? Anyway, so let's go for it. Let's see how we get on. Now, yes, like I say, it's really, really worth completing Legendary. It's worth completing. In my opinion, my personal opinion, it is worth completing every level, but it is especially worth completing Legendary, because Legendary is where you get the best stuff. Now, my screen is awful. Now, if I was playing for a tip-top score and was going to be aiming for being one of the highest players and whatever else, I would advocate you do not use tornadoes like I'm doing now, which is just to get rid of awful screens. Get yourself a decent screen on the first bit before you sort of start throwing any battle items at the screen. I am doing this in slightly the wrong way. Now, you'll see I've got a load of attacks saved up. I'm not using them at the moment. The reason for that is I'm waiting for the shielded thing to go on there. There we go. Shielded thing has gone, so now I can hit the enemies. I want to get this chest because the chest is handy. There we go. Die little... Oh, tough little chest. So obviously the little chest is... Oh, still alive. Oh, you're kidding me. Really? I don't think... maybe, if I'm lucky, this will trigger a small yellow... No. So I've got to wait another turn for the chest. It died anyway. Oh, there we are. Handy. The chests are... the good thing about the chests is, which I didn't realise, is you actually get loads of extra points for hitting for killing the chests, which improves your score. You get 5,000 points for killing a chest. So it will probably actually improve my score on this round over what it would be anyway. Now, obviously, the mobs are not too horrific. 2 chests. You don't get that often. Ooh, loads of goodies. Excuse me, in my excitement there, I'm getting all a little bit ooh. Yeah. 2 chests is really good. Yeah. Ooh, yes, good. So I'll use Vivica, just keeping my guys alive. I mean, like I say, that's kind of the key element here. Chest is open, so now's the time to set it on fire. Burn, chest, burn. Oh, it's still open. Chest is hiding away again. I don't know if it's still... Is it still dying? Was it burning? I don't know. Yeah, it does. Look, you can just see its health bar went down. So setting it on fire when it's open seems to keep it going. I've got the screen I'm looking at is not amazing, but at the same time, I normally look at anything. If I can trigger little combos or at least get things ticking over, I'll carry on. I won't just sort of I won't use my tornadoes for the moment. The tornadoes, like I say, I tend to save them for when I can really max out, or when the screen is so awful that there is just sort of no option left open to me. Should have hit the chest there, but never mind. This green gem. I mean, it's an off-color gem. This, like I say, this attack is not about competing. If I was going for competing, this would be an awful awful round of attack. I am going for completing rather than competing. I love that rhyme. It's one of my favourites. I didn't make it up. I don't think. Well, maybe I did. Maybe I should claim credit for it. Anyway. So here we go. Bomb, 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 bomb. Yeah, that's a nice screen to take on to the boss. You can see that what I've done it's handy. I've got all my sort of special hero attacks ready, which is well worth having as we go into the bosses. Now, the bosses, they actually probably the hardest one for me to kill is going to be Alice here, because Alice is what was I going to say? Alice is blue. The easiest one in many ways will be the top hatter because he is green. Oh, I hit the wrong. Did that wrong. And yeah, that would the rabbit is kind of neutral. The blue one is going to be hardest to hit. I'm just going to chuck all 5 bombs at them. Actually, no, I won't chuck all 5. I'll chuck 3 bombs at them now, just weaken them up a little bit. So you can see I weaken them up. I'm not going to hit Vivica yet because my guys are reasonably healthy. Just lob these ones in. Boom. Right, let's set this one on fire again. As I say, I'm sort of targeting the, what do we call her? Where the phone making noise? The one that isn't, that is strongest against red. Oh, that's a nice combo. Just keep on rolling combo. Come on. Ah, there we go. Nice rolling combo. Hatter, I can't even remember what Hatter does. Does he? Except he killed him. He's done a lot of damage to himself there, which is good because of Elena's thing. I don't have a debuffer. Oh, that's going to be annoying. I don't have a debuffer. Didn't realise I'd need one for this. This is poor planning on my part. A debuffer. Take a debuffer. It'll be handy. You'll be thankful for taking a debuffer, which is the thing I've forgotten to do. Not doing a massive amount of damage to myself, which is good news. Yeah, it's not enough that I'm going to panic yet. This will probably do more. Oh yeah, no, it's not a huge counterattack, which is good. Boom, off goes the rabbit. Right, let's see, the damage will come floating back to me. I am then going to use my healer, keep my healer going on like tip-top power. Boom, la la la. I cannot see a decent move on the screen, so I'm going to use a tornado. I mean, I can see moves, but nothing particularly exciting. I don't know if this is a great move. So yeah, the tornadoes I tend to use for me. I use them when the screen is just looking. It gets to that point where you're like, oh, this screen is awful. Vivica's getting a bit weak, so I'm just going to use the healing potion to keep the mana potion. Sorry, to keep her going. Those guys, yeah, they're still weakened. I'm going to use the tornado again because this is just an awful screen. Be nice to see some reds on the screen, but I guess you can't have everything. Let's just... Kagan will go for the middle guy because he hits one either side. Let's go for the perfect riposte is really useful against these ultra strong, like end of level bosses. And there we go. Let's go for this one. Bomb. Try not to use my last tornado too quickly because the tornado is quite useful, but at the same time, see, the rabbit's largely killed himself there, which is good. I am going to use... Aslar is getting a bit low, so I'm going to use my mana potion on Vivica again. So it's basically using the mana potion is kind of like keeping everyone alive. That's my aim there. You can see now the effects of the bomb attack have worn off, so their attacks are now more powerful, so I'm just chucking another bomb. Just try and keep them weakened. You can see the little star thing, which keeps them nice and weak. The Hatter's largely just killed himself. Like I said, he's killed himself, completely killed himself. I can't even remember what he does. So you can see at the moment I haven't even used my dragon attacks. You can use all your various bombs and whatever else. I'm going to use the tornado again because, again, we've got an awful screen. Hopefully this will get rid of some of the awfulness. It's still not an amazing screen, but never mind. I'm saving my last mana potion for Vivica. I'm going to just trigger off this. Boom, 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 boom. It's a shame. Oh, there we go. That's a much nicer move. I would rather like to have my perfect riposte up before these two guys go off, but unfortunately I can't do that because the time does not allow. Boom, and... Oh, you killed Elena. That's a shame. As I say, if you were actually trying to compete, this would be really bad news because obviously a dead hero means you get substantially less points at the end for your health bonus. My aim is not really to complete. My aim really is just, like I say, is to compete. Though I am always sad when one of my heroes dies. It makes me sad. Sorry, I'm getting all whimsical again. After this, what I will probably do, there we go, she'll go off and we'll go boom, boom, boom. And then, to be fair, if she's still standing, which she is, I will just use the dragon attacks to finish her off. Mainly because I want to sort of keep the time down a little bit. I mean, it's already up to 8.5 minutes. But then this level, you know, the bosses are pretty tough. Like I say, if you were going for competing, if you're going for a really high score, you would have to do it a heck of a lot quicker than that. You would need to be like all over it, and whatever else. But you know, I'm happy enough with that. And I got 2 challenge coins because of those 2 chests. And here's why you do it: your tier completion rewards. 2 4-star items, 50 fighter emblems, 50 rogue emblems. Now they are worth having. You want this stuff. You know, it is worth completing legendary just for those. Now that takes me to 12861, which I believe will just keep me, when I look at the reward tier, excuse me, look at the reward tier, try and look at the reward tier anyway. Oh, it's not as high as I'd like to be. I'd like to be a little bit higher, so I may try and improve some of them just to try and get those epic troop tokens. And the same will go on for legendary, for epic really, as I'm lower than I would like to be. I'm 1 tier below where I want to be. I'd like to be in the top 5,000. You know, it'd be nice to have the epic hero tokens. I'm not like gonna, to be honest. I was like I mentioned at the start of this challenge event. For anybody who watched the video, I was just a little bit tired. The last one was exhausting because I tried really hard, and I did manage to get into the top 500, but it was so exhausting to do it. So if I was trying to improve one, what I would do is I would look at my scores for one which is obviously lower than it should be. The one that immediately jumps out, number 14. So I'd go on to number 14. Now, for this is epic. I have got, my team is Wilbur, Boltus, Kulen, Khalil, and Wukong. Now, if you have him, everybody who's got him should take Guardian Falcon. I think it's Falcon, not Jackal. The Red Guardian, anyway. He is really worth taking because the reducing defense against red is like amazing. If I had him, I would take him instead of Wukong. I don't have him. Wukong's a bit of a risk. He's always a bit of a risk, but I'm going to take him with me, and we'll see how we get on. Now, because this is about improving my score, I need a decent screen. You know, if the screen's not great to begin with, here we go. The screen isn't great, but it's covered in potential red combos. The reason this is going to be a tough one, I may just play this out because of the chest, because it's worth having the little coins. They help you with summons. So I will probably now, although this isn't necessarily going to be one where I'm actually going to improve my score, I will keep going. This now to me is not about improving my score. This is, that wasn't a great move. I could have done a better move there. Sometimes I see the better moves just after I've done them. This isn't about it like necessarily improving my score. This is about the fact that I've got a chest, and I'd rather come away with the loot for said chest. Wave 2, really no reds on the screen. Wukong's gone off before Wilbur, so half of his, yeah, there we are. He's only hit 2 of the bears. Incidentally, I did manage to pull Shrub Bear from Sam. Sorry, somebody said you should get Sam to do your summons, and I got Sam to do one random summon, and sure enough, he pulled Shrub Bear, who I actually think, as I've sort of mentioned, is a really good 3-star, or at least he appears to be. Whether he'll hold true, I don't know. We shall see. Not a great screen by any means at the moment. You know, this isn't necessarily going to beat my score, but as I've got a chest, it's worth seeing it through to the end, even if I have to use some battle items, because those little summon coins are quite handy. You know, they have what do we call it, real world value. Real world value? I don't know, maybe that's overstating it. They have value. This will trigger. I thought, sorry, this will trigger a little red combo, but it didn't. I misjudged that. May as well get my screen like half decent, but that was stupid. Fat thumbs again. Get my screen half decent before I move on to the boss. Bosses. There we go. Oh, boom. This should finish him off. Boom. Okie dokie. Right, so for the bosses, this time I can at least do it in the right order. So the order will go Wilbur. Now, I will do this slightly random thing of going for Wukong before these two. Might make them miss, but if they do hit, it will do that much more damage. It's worth having. Those guys, the bosses there are now all burning rather nicely. The Captain of Diamonds, I never really understood why they put the Captain of Diamonds in. I'm glad the White Rabbit's in now, but there we go. The Captain of Diamonds never really made any sense to me. I will lob in I'm going to lob in a bomb and some arrows just to like weaken them up a little bit and just stop them hitting me so hard, basically, because at the moment the screen's not on my side. Their special attacks are about to start going off. Oh, dearie me. So I will have to watch out because obviously I don't want all of my guys to die. I may... yeah, this is... like I say, this isn't... It may improve my score because my score is, to be fair, pretty awful on this one. But it's not a great one. Like I say, the main reason for continuing is because of the chest. So I'm going to use Bold Tusk there to keep what's her name alive. I'm also going to use Wilbur because he helps A, keep my guys alive, and B, helps me kill off all of them. Really annoyingly bad screen. Lots of off colours. Captain Diamonds with his slash. That might... Oh, I thought I might kill her. Yeah, here we go. Right. Bold Tusk is going to be required again, or Khalil is going to die. If you are trying for a top score, dead heroes is really bad news. Let's check in another axe. Oh, I didn't check in an axe before, did I? Bombs and arrows. Finishing off. This is really bad. I mean, the point of this video was to try and show you how to get a really high score. This is a terrible. This isn't going to be a great score at all. It's been 4 minutes 40 odd seconds. Well, really, if you want a top score, you have to try and finish a level like this in less than 2 minutes. And obviously, I'm way off that. Way off that. I'm suspecting that I will finish, or hoping I will finish, but it's not going to be a great score, whatever. I think I'm just going to finish them off with some bombs in a second. Let's go for a bomb here. Boom, another bomb. Oh, battery saver. No, go away, battery saver. Shoo. There we go. And oh, I should have done it earlier, then at least Khalil would have been alive. Never mind. There we go. So that is it. 5 minutes 30. Awful time. Awful time. And as I say, I've only really done it because of the chest. But like I say, if you get one of those chests, I always reckon it's worth completing. It may beat my score. No, it didn't beat my score. I didn't think it necessarily would. It was pretty rubbish. Right, let's just give it one more go, and then I will stop this video. Oh, yeah. Sorry. This is the hero cap thing does get on my wicket. It'd be so much nicer if there was no hero cap. At the moment, I'm doing the inefficient way of leveling up people, which is just to chuck everybody into one guy. So I'm just chucking everyone into Quintus at the moment. Even regardless of colour, I would advocate, really, you're better off putting people into heroes of their own colour, because it means they do gain their levels that bit quicker. But I got fed up with just the amount of time it takes to scroll through my screen. Excuse me. Anyway, right. Last attempt. No. Right. Here we go. So, attempt to improve this one, number 2. Let's see. This time, if the screen's just rubbish, unless there's a chest, I will just hit flee. Because you need a really, really good opening screen within the first 3 moves to get a good score. I mean, if you're going for absolute top score, you need your first move to basically be like a combo 10, which wipes out everybody on the screen in one move. obviously enough, that doesn't happen that often. Makes it tough. You want to be through the first screen by 30 seconds at most, and really you want to have a on-coloured gem, which for me would obviously be a red gem, within that time. So you can see that this one is not going to get me that. So I'm just going to flee, au revoir, flee, 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 and try again. So you want to have a really, really good screen to start you off, because really if you don't have that sort of like awesome screen at the beginning, everything else gets really you just don't get the time. You spend too much time basically everywhere else. You want the screen to be set up for you to be like ultra amazing, and that is not happening here, I don't think. Oh, I can't see this one going that way. At this point, it's because I'd have to use battle items to complete it. It's not really worth carrying on. For me, I'd have to use battle items. It's worth fleeing if you're at that point. Some of the earlier ones, I tend to leave it playing just so that I can farm for the, whatever, whatever you can get the experience and the the crafting materials and whatever else. I mean, they're not amazing, but it's worth having those. But when it gets to one of the ones I can't complete on my own. So an off-colour gem has come up. I'm going to blow the off-colour gem and see what happens. This will probably decide whether I carry on. This is one of these screens which is not quite coming together. No, I'm going to flee there. That's it. Not quite. It could have been. It could have been. Last attempt, and then I'm going to stop this video because I've been talking for a little while. I have digressed a few times as ever. I just want, like I say, it's sort of setting yourself up with a really, really good screen tends to be the absolute key to getting through the levels. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. I suspect it may be going to come down to this move, which hasn't killed the second bear. Second bear is still alive, which is bad. Got a really bad screen now. I'm still sort of going because the time's not too bad, but unless I get a real sort of explosion of reds on the screen, this just is not going anywhere. Not seeing an explosion of reds, just seeing nothing much going down here. Frustrating, this one is. It started off with a bit of potential, and then it lost it all. That's a shame. So yes, so I'm not going to be using battle items on this unless things change like really dramatically. It almost certainly means that I won't defeat the final bosses unless I am incredibly lucky. But I will carry on for now, just cause. There's a few reds coming up now, but it's still that sort of shortage of them, really. You'll notice I'm going to have to use Bold Tusk, or what's name's going to die. Khalil's going to die again. Khalil, incidentally, is not one you should really take. You should take Scarlet, who is a better one if you have Scarlet. I do have a Scarlet. I just still haven't got around to leveling her up. I know she's quite good. I should take her on these events, but I just haven't got around to her. I'm carrying on now because I'm so far into it, but I know this is not going to be a good score. The only thing I may use is minor mana potions, which I apparently am running short of. I should probably swap them for better mana potions, actually. I don't really need to take minor ones on this. Go, 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 go. There, right, keep Khalil alive, thank you. It's basically, I mean, you can see I'm not using my attacks and what have you. I'm sort of saving them up. I'm trying to sort of craft myself a really good screen, which sometimes you can do, sometimes you can't. It's not really happening today, with lots of reds on it, which obviously didn't entirely come together. Boom, ba-dum, ba-bum. Wukong again. Wilbur thing. 2 of them are on fire. I suspect everyone's going to start dying very, very soon. Or on my side, this is. Just not really a very nice screen. You can see it's still doing a reasonable amount of damage. I mean, the combination of Wilbur and Wukong when the tiles hit is really quite effective. When they miss, obviously, not so much. This is, of course, the big downside with Wukong is that people miss. Bomb, 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 bomb. Here we go. Right, let's see. Oh, I hate it when you get a screen like this, when it's just like no combos, no moves that sort of trigger anything. It's just one turn after another. And there we are, finally got, oh, there we are, purple gem. Well, that's something that might come in handy. Antidotes obviously are quite useful there because the Jabberwock does the poison thing. I haven't taken antidotes because you don't really want them if you're going for speed. I suspect I'm going to lose here, and I don't really want to use the battle items to make sure I win. Just seeing if I can get away with it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Too many heroes are dead. Yep, this is looking like just a defeat. And I won't have achieved a thing. There we go. I'm going to flee, actually, because it's wasting my time. There we go. So I didn't really help anybody very much there. Improving your scores, you need to be really, really quick. None of those attacks were really quick. The chests are quite handy. Completing legendary, hopefully at least I gave you some tips there which will come in handy in terms of using battle items, because you want to use battle items, basically. You might there's probably people out there who can do it without battle items, and I doff my cap to them. But for me, using battle items is the obvious way to get through it and get to the end and get all those rewards that you want for completing legendary. Anyway, so I'm going to stop this video there. So it has been deeply, deeply emotional. I hope there was something in there that which was useful and that anybody can take out of it. I don't think I digressed quite as much as I normally do, so I'm more on message today, which is unusual. There we go. I'll have to watch that. It's Farmer Ben saying, remember, may death come swiftly to your enemies. Remember to like, subscribe, and make comments and that kind of thing, because they are always appreciated. Take care of yourselves. Peace out. Farmer Ben saying goodbye whilst I look for the there we go. Come on, stop. There's professional stopping here as well. Stop!